Hey guys, today I want to talk about how amazing independent bookstores are. So, first of all, let me say, I am not made of money. I buy a lot of books, and they're not always from independent bookstores. I do buy a lot of secondhand books. I get a lot of galleys for free, and I also share books quite a bit with my friends. That being said, I love buying books, especially from indies, and there are a lot of value that bookstores offer just beyond selling books. For instance, at One More Page, I run the nonfiction book club, and that is an amazing way to get to know other readers, to sort of see how people who aren't reviewers and who aren't writers think about books and consume books. It's a great way for me to share my recommendations with them, but more importantly, it's a great way to get recommendations for reading from the other members of book club. I've found some really amazing books, and the discussions are always great when we have a member generated selection. So I love book clubs at indies. Politics and Prose publishes the District Lines Journal, which focuses on DC literature, fiction and nonfiction, and I was very pleased and proud to be published in that volume 2 last year. That's another way to pull together the community of writers and readers and people who just love DC and who love independent bookstores and the communities of writers and readers that they're supporting. Then we have Kramer Books. That's the one that's closest to my work, and so that is where I go when I need to calm down. I need to take a minute and just be among the heaven that is books on shelves. I also really like going to the Afterwards Cafe and sort of being surrounded in this literary air and talking about books. It's a really fantastic environment to be in. And then recently I've also been getting into comic book shops. I recently visited Big Planet Books in U Street. As soon as I walked in, I told them what I was looking for. The guy got really excited and he said, "Oh, you've got to try this, this, and this. Maybe not that one, but yeah, definitely this one." And the recommendations were amazing, but his enthusiasm was even more inspiring. I got really excited to read these titles. He was honest, he was helpful. He even said, he knew a couple of the comic book artists. I'd love to meet them through the bookstore, and so that's a great potential community there. And then Phantom Comics in Dupont Circle is where I have my pull list, which I was very excited to set up recently. And the same thing happened. I walked in, I told them what I wanted, and they kind of went insane. They were so happy to tell me exactly what I should check out. They complimented me on my taste, which is always a wonderful feeling, and they had everything I needed. It's just amazing to walk into a store and to feel like you're at home and you have this community of people who understand what you like and who can actually give you recommendations on what you want. I'm fairly well read, but I never walk out of a bookstore without a new title that I didn't know about before. So yeah, I think it really comes down to the community that independent bookstores foster, and all bookstores foster a degree of community. But for me, the independents are just very close to my heart because they care about books as much or more than I do, and that's a wonderful feeling to be around. So that's why I love supporting indies. Let me know what you think. Where are your favorite independent bookstores, especially if there are some in DC that I'm not getting to. I'd love to check them out. And let me know your reasons for shopping with an indie.